at the wrong spots, like there's teleporters that'll send you to a place you don't want to be.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay. So I'm trying to figure out what you want, game.
Hey, just glitch it, have fun, but only in the places we want you to.
Yeah, exactly.
I like how nobody responded with a serious response, suggesting a team name.
I mean, pseudo serious.
I guess true. Any clue where the girls are?
So we're just waiting on Cat and Light.
Yeah, I know.
That's
what?
10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
I can go make sure Light realizes.
Usually she's like super excited about it, like way in advance. So it's
Oh,
surprising.
she is. Yeah.
Cool. I'm glad. Means I'm doing something right. Sorry, I keep making excuses about not having time to prepare and everything. By the way, I'm really
No
trying.
excuses.
It's just
There's no such thing as an excuse.
I just need to, at least say, hey, I have been busy. I have not got enough prep that I wanted to. And then if everything goes horribly wrong, at least I have an explanation for why. But usually it goes pretty well anyway. So I'm excited. We should see how this goes. There's like this island. I think I maybe told Dylan and Light a little bit, but I didn't tell Pumper Ray yet. The island you guys are at now, the Citadel. This is the location that first gave me the idea for this campaign, and that was like 3 years ago, 2 years ago now or something. So it's been quite some time that I've been just like waiting for us to finally get here, and I'm looking back through my all my just piles of old notes from 3 years ago, which is why I've been struggling to pull it together. But I have been excited for you guys to finally get here, because this is always an exciting part of the plan, and I hope it goes well.
Welcome to Citadel.
I was gonna say, and then we'll completely destroy the idea.
More than likely, yes. It's probably gonna. I mean, there are at least like 8 different plots gonna be happening. If you get through half of them, and they actually work anywhere near how I expected them to, I'll be happy.
Yeah,
I don't expect
valid.
everything to go well, but
Be right back.
maybe at least some of them will be looked at. The majority of my prep time lately has just been reading through to try to figure out what in the world I was thinking all that time ago, and try to remember.
What were you
so
thinking all that time ago?
I don't think I was. That's the problem. Hi, Kat. How's it going?
That's the secret.
Hi.
Whoa.
Hello.
Your voice is so deep.
Thank you. I'm getting over being sick.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for your breakup with Sick.
What?
You're getting over them.
Yeah.
Being sick.
Oh, yeah, and also I just went through a breakup. Thanks for reminding
me.
Wow.
Awkward.
Well, if you just compare him to being sick, then yeah, it totally helps. Oh dear. We missed you last week, Kat. I didn't realize you were like sick. Pumpkin mentioned that you were sick, but I was like, oh, okay, whatever.
Dude,
But
I was so out of it.
Oh my gosh.
You have no idea. I was out of it.
We're lucky that she woke up enough to be able to say that she couldn't join.
Wow.
I think I had just woken up whenever you messaged me too, so that's
No, I messaged you and then you replied like an hour later after we
okay.
were already playing.
Hi, Light.
Hi.
Luckily, your character was also asleep, Kat.
Yeah, Kat, you missed it. Light and Dylan have joined the furry campaign, and they chose to be
Oh,
animals
really?
too.
Oh, that's
great.
exciting.
It's a whole thing.
They are also mammalian.
Well, I'm sure I would be
mammalian.
very excited to meet them.
Technically, you've already met Light's character.
I'm so cool.
They've just entirely
Like,
changed
character's
species.
a woman?
Yeah.
Rhett's been in the campaign to con it.
Oh, do we know what creature it is then?
I'm a lion.
No,
And you know that
I
too,
love
because
that.
it's
That's
always
so
been the
exciting.
case.
If you scroll up, I think you can see their picture. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see both their pictures. Dylan's voice for his character kills me in the worst way possible.
Dylan, can you would you demonstrate?
Do you even
I
have that voice
can,
right now?
yes.
Please?
Let me think.
Popo, get your butt out of my face!
No.
You naughty kitty.
The cat.
Hey, we get to see Ray today. I'm not alone with Facecam.
So Pubcade's chopped liver?
No, he does it more often.
Which is surprising considering that most of the time I am just getting back from work after having an 8.5-hour shift working with smelly dogs and sweating outside. So
Wow.
most of the time I don't want to.
That's completely
What's your
understandable.
excuses? Gosh.
I'm usually shirtless.
Yeah.
That's my
I-
excuse.
That seems amendable, though.
I commit the ultimate act of goodwill and work with children.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Too much effort.
Mm-hmm.
It's also the ultimate act of evil.
I'm so evil.
Working with children is evil?
Yes.
What does she do with the children?
Usually I make
want to know.
usually I make their life miserable by making them write things, because they hate that.
Mm-hmm. Just give them an assignment that's fun. That's
No.
Do they at least know how to write?
No.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Fun fact, they don't know how to write.
Yeah.
Or they
That's
at
the
least act
problem.
like it.
I asked them to write 6 words, and they're like, "That's too much writing, ma'am." And I'm like, "What?"
What grade are you teaching?
8th.
Oh my goodness
8th
gracious.
grade?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
keep in
that's
mind,
good.
if they are in 8th grade now, that means when the pandemic hit, they were in 5th grade.
Yeah.
No wonder they can't write.
But also 5th graders fully capable of writing 6 words.
They should be able to, yeah. So,
6
their learning
words.
shouldn't be that stunted. They're
But
just
it
being
is.
lazy.
What are they supposed to write that 6 words?
Usually I'm like, "Hey, can you take note, like write the key point of this paragraph in 6 words, like chunk it for yourself." And they're like, I'd rather die." And I'm like, "Well, you're about to make me jump off the balcony. So
Oh my
let's
Well,
word.
let's really
somebody's
figure
about to die.
yeah, let's just figure out what we're going to do here, Chief."
You should play poetry for Neanderthals with them. Force them to express a complex concept in like small bite-sized chunks.
It's a Kit Kat.
Cat, hi.
I was very confused for a second then when you said it's a Kit Kat. I'm like, what?
Start salivating.
Dude, there's candy here. That's crazy.
Well,
I'm
so
not the only
excited to see you guys
person
again.
right now because the people who went to church with me are here. So if they come sit over here, I'm sorry.
Call them Mazel Tov.
I don't even know
Is
what that
that German?
means.
Yes, you do. It's like one of the
Tov.
known Yiddish words.
It's pretty much like Cheers.
Oy vey.
No, it's more congratulatory than cheers is.
Well, I mean, Cheers is congratulatory too.
But it's more congratulatory. Because cheers is for toasting something. You typically toast for congratulations, but you also toast to mourn somebody. So, yes. In honor of X person who's died, we're all gathered here today. Cheers.
Never been to a place that did that.
You've never been at a place where it's just or seen a movie, because it happens in shows as well.
I haven't
Where it's
seen it
like,
in a
let's
movie.
raise our glasses
What's a show?
for in
What's a
remembrance.
show?
No,
know.
you're not like crazy. That is a thing that happens. And
I know I'm not crazy. I'm just trying to
also,
explain to
I am
Ray.
equally surprised that Ray does not know what you are talking about.
I'm not immensely surprised.
I am. I thought it was much more commonplace than.
Most of the time, you do it for congratulatory things.
Lemon.
However,
He hasn't.
even still,
cheers.
the cheers is more broad, even in the congratulatory area, because Mazel Tov is like straight up like congratulations. That's like something you say after an accomplishment. Whereas cheers is like, it's great to see everybody here. Cheers. It's like, yay, we're happy. But that's not a Mazel Tov moment.
I
Okay,
see.
what's a Mazel Tov moment?
A congratulations for an
Okay.
accomplishment.
But you can't do it to someone's death, right?
You would know.
Congrats, you're dead.
That would be very inappropriate.
Well, you said cheers is something you do like when someone
Cheers
dies.
is more general. And Ray was the
Okay.
one who was saying that it's like cheers. I was saying that it was not like cheers because cheers was too broad.
Understood.
Mazel Tov is what you say after a bar mitzvah. Like, that's where it's most well known.
What the heck is a bar mitzvah?
Oh my
like,
word. Oh
So
my
like
word.
if you were to walk down like the Hallmark section with all the cards, you would see Mazel Tov written on several cards for the bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs. They have like their own little like single shelf that doesn't even reach all the way down to the bottom most of the time. For a selection of like 3 different bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah cards.
Well, so good to see you guys
Yeah.
again. Excited to get started. Assuming we're ready. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut the
Mhm.
conversation short.
No, it's all good.
You waited for a very large gap in the conversation.
Well,
like you
I
could have
didn't wanna
interrupted at any
interrupt.
moment.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Well, you should have.
I mean,
You should have, just like how
Okay.
I'm interrupting you right now. Like,
how dare you? Anyway, yeah, it's exciting to be here to play D&D with you guys. So, in our last session, we had a extreme amount of chaotic content occur, a lot of it. There's lots of little details that I kind of skimmed over in the process of trying to bring the party back together. So I, forgot to mention that the old lady was being brought along with you to the Citadel, and all these
gross.
tiny little details that would be good for me to recap on. But I'm just kind of accepting we'll get to those detail and remind them as necessary, rather than trying to recap at the moment. And I did want to give you guys some more opportunity to chat about your previous adventures, because you guys have just a swath of tales that you guys could tell to each other after your adventures for the past 25 sessions apart or something. It's been a really interesting time, but rather than having me regale you with the wonderful recap and tales of your previous escapades, let me just set a probably bad precedent of once again having something to share the screen. Make sure everybody has their volume up again. This is not going to happen every time. It's just once more.
Every 3 weeks.
No, please.
Is there going to be another song?
Basically every
I'm
session.
excited for a song.
All right, here we go. Make sure your volume.
The expectations are too high
Wait,
at this
wait,
point,
wait,
EJ.
wait.
Okay,
Let me
waiting.
put up.
I'm waiting. I'm sorry.
I need to make sure I can hear this.
Okay, cool. I mean, be ready to
volume
adjust your
is
volume.
all
I'm
the
not
way
sure if
up.
it's going to be too loud
I'm
or too
so
quiet.
excited.
Okay. I thought about performing it live, but I tested it and it was lame, and I was like, it works better if it has actual tune, and I don't know if I can sync it properly, so I'll
Yeah,
just-
welcome us to the internet, EJ.
Not that one. That's the thing I'm parodying.
Oh, I love this song,
Hey,
actually.
you've heard it, cool.
In Ashen Deep, where shadows creep, our heroes took the lead. A quest to address and undo regrets with Velswiz and Qzeth. cultists looked on, Carmen was gone, no help to them all would be. As scales entered fray, their weight soon gave way to fearsome heroes three. Sing Hughes, with Val, and 3 green eyes, all on a perilous path. Surely we'll see what chaos they bring, set forth they each from ash. Laden in gold, crossed mist and mold, the swamp folk gods stomped on. Dwarves they would plead off ancient machine, our hero's
Kratos
plan
there?
was drawn. While
Thanks.
stolen prince escaped in place to only glimpse a clue. And Carmen appeared, sparking minor fear, their strength increased is true. Sing Hughes with Val and 3 green eyes brought earthward hinge and weld. Surely they'll sing what thunderous things with brew and shoulder quelled. Free from their cell, a mage they fell, from shards down to the stars. Prince prizes sought, while devils they fought, till safe to lick their scars. Dragons' hate rent kingdom's gate, while dwarf friends forged a way. A mentor was drummed as Swizzle succumbed to shadow's slow decay. Sing Hughes with Val and 3 green eyes, her god she did attract. Surely the drink had altered her think, for Swizz at once attacked. A battle bold through flames and cold, adorned with thistled blood. With arcing rage at life hurled cage, till both sank in the mud. A doctor mad arrived by chance, replacing one lost soul. While their password gained, Prince Sword was reclaimed, a plot starts to unfold. Prince Tom and Dr. Q and Val, a wanderlust with groan. Surely relief was shattered by grief, still longing after home. Towards noon amiss with lonely sis, they set their weary sights. Old wise folks they gained well along their way, to find a city bright. A traitor rolled, the key was stole, upon the eve of war. Great weapons were made and destiny swayed, begetting one more chore. Sing loud, for now the 5 unite, with even gods entranced. Although now confined, their goals are entwined amidst a fragile dance. Prince Kong and Dr. Q and Val, sure legends they're born to be. Adventurous swan dance tale to explore in our shared D&D.
Encore! Encore!
Oh, I'll play it
No,
again.
it's long enough.
Yeah.
It was long, I'm sorry. There was a
I
lot
like
that
that-
happened.
No,
I
it's
like
okay.
that half
It's
of the
okay.
photos of Qzeth was just a literal goose.
Yeah.
I'm
Like it
generating
was
this
too
using
much to
AI.
make the AI.
Literally, I'm like a humanoid goose, and it's like, goose. And I'm like, no. I do what I can.
Actually incredible.
I
Thank
liked
you.
your sing along, like the ability that, like, if we wanted to, we could karaoke this. I thought it was pretty good.
Well, mostly it was to be able to understand what I'm saying, because a lot of it's like very flowery language, and it's referring to both things that it's vague enough where it describes what you guys were doing, but also what Carmen and the Prince were doing. So I don't know. I felt like it helped to have the ability to look back at the lyrics, but
Visuals are nice.
yeah, I was hoping that the visuals would at least remind you of some of the things that you did that you might want to talk about, like the defeating of the giant colossus. I think like that was a funny story that we wanted to tell, but didn't get a chance to last time because we took too long. Anyway,
That's
Was
fair.
it funny?
I mean, it was
It was
a cool
funny
story.
for EJ because he didn't know what was happening.
They like schemed in the background. They were like, okay, we got a plan, but we're not gonna tell EJ. And then they sprung it on me, and it was great. Really fun time. But yeah, they fought a thing that was like as tall as the Empire State Building, a giant robot creature.
Hey, we did that too.
That that
That's us.
That's what you guys did.
Talking about us.
He's talking about us.
no, I just reuse all my content. Just every group does
It's
the
like,
exact
hey,
same thing.
wait a second.
Anyway, when we last left off, precisely, our group had gathered up in the Citadel and finally had their wonderful reuniting moment. And they brought along Isabella, who's suffering from some weird surges of wild magic at the moment. And they completely ignored the professor and Agrella and the old lady. They can all just go off in their own separate little area right now. I believe Carmen and Isabella and Ananias went off with them to the house to wait, or maybe they're at the entrance waiting.
I think
either way.
I think we planned on waiting outside
Okay,
and talking while the boys went inside.
gotcha.
And
Yes, well, the boys, quote unquote, have gone to the leaders of the Citadel to try to. I suppose what you were talking about was you wanted to get some information about the shifter. Is that correct in what you were trying to interrogate about? I wasn't entirely clear on what the goal
Something
was
to
because
that
I was
effect.
like out of it. My brain turned off after the stress of trying to like coordinate everything last time.
Dylan, remember
Yeah.
you have Shield of Faith cast on you, so your armor class is +2 right now.
Yay.
Cool. Thank you for
I
remembering.
did that last session.
Yes.
Cool.
Very good. Anyway, I suppose it might also be helpful to give you guys a map of the Citadel. Obviously, your characters wouldn't necessarily have that at the moment, but just so you can have an idea of what the Citadel layout looks like as you're kind of exploring the town.
Oh, we don't have all the characters in the Bird Brains thing. Did you
Bird brains.
on D&D Beyond?
That's
I don't know
because Ray's character and Dylan's character do not have the ability
Yeah.
to be in there.
Okay,
They're like
you didn't-
custom
okay.
made, and it's a mess.
Dylan and I are keeping each other honest because we have a roll 20 together, so we're watching each other's
Mhm.
rolls.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I also like to take failures with like
I
stride.
wasn't saying it for like the rolls and stuff, but if
Oh,
EJ
no,
wanted to
yeah.
use the encounter thing to keep track of everybody, like it would be
I've
helpful
got
to
a
have just like
spreadsheet I made. It's
But yeah.
fine.
so. Okay, you're good. You're
That
good.
works.
Although I don't necessarily expect combat immediately. We'll see what happens.
I wasn't. I was just noting it now, so it wouldn't become a problem later.
Yeah, thank you. I mean,
We
it
also
would be
have a roll
nice.
20 going on, like with this campaign, or no? Is that just
No.
something y'all?
We
Okay.
Yeah,
they
it's
just have it.
us.
Yeah.
A roll 20? What's that mean?
It's kind of like another D&D Beyond. But I like the UI better.
never
I
let
like
you-
it has like a little map. You could place your characters on it and adjust things like directly on it where everyone can see, and also like do fog of war type things.
Mhm.
I draw my maps for some of my D&D games. It's very
Well,
fun.
Maybe you'll force me to try it at some point, but I've tried it
Oh,
a couple times and I didn't learn it enough to like it, but maybe maybe later. So, the doctor who, says he's spoken with the leadership of the Citadel before was leading everyone and saying, "Hey, well, I may as well go talk to them about this situation." Pumpkin was like, "Hey, I'm your buddy. I'll help out." And Prince Adrian also wanted to go. So the boys'
Yes.
club separating from the girls, and
Bad
that's where we left off.
boys. What you gonna do?
So we reconvene with our party, kind of walking along the black cobblestone streets, amidst the rather plain and boring buildings with no murals of art, no decoration of any kind, just kind of raw metal piping that's like burning to the touch, and other crude steampunky type magical enchantments all over the place, and people like filling the street pretty substantially. It's only like a 10, 15-foot wide street as you're walking down, and you see people of all different types of races, but most of them look like they have some kind of wizardly lean, whether they're sorcerers or wizards, whatever class they may be, but they all seem to have some level of arcane knowledge, being that it's a research place for people of that level. The people that you see, they all kind of look a little gaunt, tired, barely does anyone give you the polite smile, half smile of someone you don't really know. It's more just kind of the slow tiredness of another day in paradise. So,
Really the worst.
yeah, you guys make your way down the street towards the big ol' like white stone castle in the distance, where it's clearly the like main leadership building, the government center for the I keep trying to call it a town. It's really not a town. We'll just say the Citadel.
Township.
And as you're approaching, you do
Literal.
see what appears to be outside the main gates of the outer wall, just about 10, 15 other people, once again of various different races, chosen from the top of their field and wherever continent they're from, and they're all kind of like in a hubbub, kind of complaining loudly at someone who's just kind of peeking out the door and is like trying to calm everyone down. It seems like there's already some kind of commotion going on. What would you guys like to do as you approach?
Do I see this kind of thing every day in the Citadel?
I would say not really. It's not often that people get thrown into an uproar, but considering what you've just been told by Prince Adrian and Carmen, that the seal of the city, they called it, or the key of Karsus is its proper name, has been stolen mysteriously, and therefore the city is locked down, not allowing imports or exports, that is certainly something that would cause a problem because, well, the economy is already kind of very stunted with like everything happening only on this small mile-wide island, but now with the influx of how people make their living, exporting goods and importing raw materials, it's going to bring the entire economy to a halt. So you can understand why most people would be upset about this decision. Hopefully it's short-term.
Are you guys interested in this side quest?
It's
I mean,
not
it's
really
the
a
o-
side quest,
It's
you're
the
going
only
to
way
talk
we
to
can get off the
leadership.
Citadel.
Just
I gotta keep you
Well,
guys
you-
here long enough to get some plot threads, okay?
Are we all together at this current moment? Like, what's the deal? I don't remember quite so
Yes.
much.
I thought we
Everybody's
had
together.
separated.
I believe everyone's
Uh,
together except you left the professor and his wife behind and the old lady, but you've got Isabella with you, I think, at this point.
Yeah, we brought Isabella with us.
She's trying to be careful not to touch anything, but she's got her new gloves on, so shouldn't cause
That's
problems,
good.
hopefully.
Well, I'll just walk up to the crowd and say, make way! Make way! Someone important coming through! And of course that would be me!
yeah, of course, yeah.
He's gonna help play along and use his like wings to like brush people aside, like stand up next to him, almost like bodyguard like,
They just kind of roll their eyes and they kind of scoot to give you a chance to say your piece as well. As you approach, further along the crowd, you see the person not that you wanted to be facing out the door. It's like the, not really butler, but the kind of second in command secretary type person for the caretaker. His title
Do I
is-
get along with this guy? Have I ever met him
Probably
before?
not. Yes, he would be the one who debuffed your finances last time you
Oh,
unfortunately
yes.
have caused some problems for the leadership. So
As soon as I see him while walking through and QZ is doing his little bodyguard thing, I say, nope! And I turn around and start motion out!
QZ. So imagine that QZ would have been like right beside I probably would have heard you say nope. QZ's gonna like look back and be like, what happened?
He did the eye thing.
He's gonna ask the doctor, what happened?
That man right there gets on my nerves. Last time I asked for an increase of funds for my research, he said my research was not fundamental to the increase of revenue for this citadel. The nerve of him!
Okay, but this is the person who we need to. Is this someone we need to talk to, or is it just like?
Oh, he's just
I'm asking
miniature man, second in command. He's not worth your time.
Out of character. Do I have any sense of like what this person is like what his actual role here is?
Well, just from looking at him, he appears to be kind of the ambassador trying to calm down the people, and he's a tall man with a big nose and, high cheekbones, and just he looks very prim, well kept in a suit, and he's just kind of like trying to gracefully calm the crowd and give them the answer that they want to hear, or at least pacify them until the situation is resolved. Hello, mysterious stranger.
QZ will probably try and drag the doctor forwards, like we have to keep pursuing. So QZ will say to the doctor, come on, I'm sure that your science is, way better than anything he could have imagined. You just have to prove it to him, all right? We don't give up here. And QC's gonna like grab the doctor's shoulder and like turn him around to face the guy again, give him a little push forwards and like walk back alongside him, like holding the back of the doctor.
His eyes will kind of skate across you and then lock onto you, Dr. Lakash, and he'll be like, "Ah, yes, and what do you have to add to this conversation,
QZ
good
waves.
sir?"
We must speak to your superior at once.
I'm afraid the caretaker is indisposed at the moment and cannot be available for questions.
This, don't you know who this is? I point to the prince. I'm gonna use the prince card on him.
I would not advise bringing me into this, thank you.
Well, in that case, and then QZ is going to open up his bag and take out 2 of the red gold and be like, perhaps we could, negotiate.
Are you threatening me?
I'm going to have an aneurysm.
No, most of the time I just donate, but like,
Donate.
no,
That?
bribe. QZ just starts saying bribe at him.
Oh my god.
I accept that bribe.
Into what that is before you try offering that to anyone. Anyway, any one of these people are just as important, I'm sure, as this rag-strewn individual. Looking at the prince, who's still in not probably the best clothing after his long imprisonment.
Did at this point are the girls still with them?
Yeah, you guys are nearby, maybe in the back of the crowd.
As soon as he calls Adrian rag-strewn, Carmen starts to bristle like an angry cat. She's not saying anything, but at least Adrian 150 million% knows that she is how would you say, not happy?
The one good thing about Adrian currently is that he does currently have his sword, as he has been allowed to have.
That's true. That's true. I did steal your authority back. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Is it collapsed at the moment? Just the smaller, like almost version?
Yeah, the not dangerous sword-looking version, yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah.
Okay.
So upon the assistant guy saying that the caretaker is indisposed and not willing to ask questions. The other people kind of go, "Oh, come on! When is he ever available? You freaking."
He's gonna ask, but where is he right now?
He is busy doing important research, tracking down the location of the Key of Karsus. If anyone has information on the topic, we would be more than willing to hear, but we do not require any assistance at this time.
QZ's
Well,
gonna
obviously you do.
QZ's gonna look at the other two and be like, either of you know where it is?
Subtle shake of Carmen's head.
At this moment, no.
Dang, I was really counting on that. Can I do a roll to check my inventory to see if I have the key on me?
Homie, I don't think you're gonna have the key
I
of
think we've
Carmen.
been informed that the
I
key
just
is a
took
person,
physical
if I
step
recall.
back in shock.
Hey,
After
what's
practice.
this key for?
Hmm?
What's this key for?
Are you asking a character?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Newcomer, I take it. The Key of Karsus is an important historical and magical item that is required to keep the Citadel functioning properly. I would request that you or anyone who has any knowledge please inform authorities as soon as possible. That is
Ray,
why
do you think
the
you could
reports and
make a-
exports are currently being ceased.
Do you think you can make a pretend key? Like if you
Knowing
can figure out
nothing
what it
about
looks
the
like.
nature of this
If you could
object,
figure,
you-
if surely somebody around here knows.
You just hand him like a spaghetti-o in the shape of a key. I
Also,
promise.
because I can't remember, should I have all my spell slots back?
Let's
don't
see.
know.
I believe not, because
Okay.
let's see.
I have
You
everything marked as
last-
zeros, but I don't think I cast everything I have, did I?
You last
QZ's been rested, I think.
long rested.
I know there were like different
Then
things. But...
You and Carmen went back into the town. You met up with the professor. You were given a crystal, and that contained 4 second-level spell slots, which I think you used one of them.
Yes,
to
we used
float the
one of them.
object. You used your ability to cast invisibility. I think those are the only spell slots you cast.
You should have all your spell slots.
Basically. Yeah, because I'm looking at I have them all marked as 0. I'm like, I think that's supposed to be that I haven't cast any? Because I don't think I've cast Erupting Earth or Protection from Energy today.
Yeah,
Twice, let alone.
Yeah, that would be surprising.
Yeah. So, okay. We're good.
Cool.
Look, we're here to help you figure out who did this, and we have an idea of who it might be.
He seems interested in this particular suggestion.
What race is this person, by the way?
This is a
Don't
standard.
be
Oh, you
racist.
fucker!
A what now?
I said this is a normal human. He just
Okay.
appears, slightly taller than average, greasy hair.
No wonder I don't like him.
Snooty personality, yeah. He's every bit the annoying stickler for the rules that is common to these roles.
Oh god.
However, you haven't mentioned that you were originally wanting to speak with them about information regarding the shifter rather than being involved with the whole Key of Karsus shenanigans. Unless you're trying to draw a connection, Doctor, about the two.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, if the doctor wants to bring up anything, then
Yeah, I think he already did, which drew the guy's attention, and he seems waiting for you to say more. What were you going to say, Adrian? I didn't want to cut you off from your
well,
idea.
I was considering casting a spell.
Oh.
That's only if he doesn't want us to really assist at all.
Gotcha.
If he needs a little push.
Well, he'll certainly be interested in Ray's suggestion. He'll be like, "You know something about this."
I might know something about this, considering that we found information down on the mainland about something going on in the Citadel. And our main reason why we needed to talk to his lordship is because of this information.
I will make an appointment on the schedule. Does, say, 10 minutes from now work?
Naturally, it will. We will be waiting for you to show us in.
Very well. The rest of you, please go away. We will resolve the situation as soon as possible. It seems the doctor here happens to have some knowledge that may aid us in the investigation, and we'll have this hopefully solved by tomorrow.
He said us. He said us.
Yes. And with that, he quickly steps back behind the large wooden door and kind of like slams it shut in the faces of the whole
How
group.
rude.
Yes. Presumably to ask the caretaker if he's willing to have a meeting of some kind.
I turned to the prince. So why did you not want me to use your authority?
Because it always chop people in half.
He
No.
just kind of like looks the prince up and down.
Multiple
In the
reasons,
rags that he's
but
in.
between my current outfit and the fact that I do not exactly have my signs of general acceptance of my position, it would be a folly to claim such a thing.
I got what I could.
Yes, and we are fairly certain we know exactly where the rest of it is. So why can't we go bust down his door?
I mean, you can. You absolutely can.
Well, Carmen said I'm not allowed to, so.
Well, now that you've got even more numbers, what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah.
QC's like, how about we save that for a backup plan? I'll look around and see if there's any way that we can like break in a little bit sneakily
We have
and
10 minutes,
not
I'm
set
sure we
off.
could go beat him up for 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, take the 10 minutes. We'll get an inside look to see if need be, like if he kicks us out,
Wait, is it the lord of this land that has your stuff?
Absolutely not.
We found it in the Carmen pulls out from her pocket a surprisingly long and detailed list of passwords, and make sure no one's listening as she says, I reclaimed it from the museum where they had trapped him. Well, us, I should say.
So it's in the museum, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yes.
In
Is
one
it
of the
on
side
display?
rooms. No, absolutely
No.
not.
Well, as if authority would be on display.
Not to mention, if it was, we would have taken it immediately.
You never know how stupid people can be.
Yes, well,
So, these museum people, I'm taking it they don't like you anymore.
No.
huh.
Well, he kind of looks at Adrian. I think they're rather interested in Adrian's pest removal services, but no, they do not like me as an individual. I'm very unlikable like that.
Fair.
For me, they've never seen my face.
I made sure of that.
So did I.
Then what if we split up into two groups? One group takes care of delivering this information. Another group, without Carmen, goes and tries to retrieve these insignias.
I don't want Adrian going back there.
So Adrian can stay with us. You need to stay with us because they'll be looking out for your face.
And why am
And
I
then
not allowed to go collect it?
Because they're the ones who caught you in the first place.
And yet
QC's just-
I'm... Good.
QC jumps in and is just like, so the plan is that I go with Ananias to somewhere we have no idea, just wandering around.
And
I'm not liking this
an
plan
item
right
that they
now.
don't... collect multiple items that they don't know what they look like.
I
know
mean-
what authority looks like when I see it.
Yes, as I hold it up and dangle it.
I don't like that.
I'm so sorry. I just
Well,
now
well,
realized that I've
well,
been sharing my screen this whole time.
I thought
Very good.
it was in the museum. Do you have it on you?
No, I have authority. I do not have my scroll of pedigree, my signet ring, my clothes.
I trust our bird friend here. He has helped me out in the
QC's
Lunars?
Lunamus.
QZ's just like,
Lunamus.
I trust me too, but I don't know what I'm going after. I don't know what this looks like. I don't
They
know
can
where
tell
I'm
you
going.
what it looks like.
I've never been here before, Doctor.
I will point out that, Adrian, when you were given that rune and the crystal basically takes over concentration for the spell if you were to cast the locate object again. But yeah, so if he's holding it, you could just guide him to cast or to do the rune instead. But
Wait, so I
it
could-
could go wrong.
I was gonna say I could cast it through the rune and give it to him.
If you were to give it to him, it would probably cancel the spell. But if
Okay.
you were to have him cast it, then as long as he does it right.
Well, the problem is like knowing
The problem
exactly
is
what you're
I'm gonna
looking for.
ruin it.
Hmm.
All right, fine, fine. Adrian, you can go with them.
Yay!
Do not worry, I will not sully my hands.
She looks him dead in the eyes. I always worry.
Yes, and that is what makes you such a good help at what you do.
For that, you get put in a headlock and she messes up your hair before she pushes you away.
It's fine. It's not like I've had a brush for the entire time I've been here.
I'm taking my fun out of it.
I
with
think
you.
only 2 people should go, though, because it can attract too much attention the larger the group that goes.
I can look like a people.
To the place where you know there's hostility.
Going to the museum where they're trying to retrieve his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That goose does not look. Like
It sounds like there could be a fight there, though. I would rather not have it just me, and then a guy who's missing like half of his equipment.
Oh, you would be surprised. Adrian is quite good at what he does, even as ill-equipped as he currently is.
So what about our shape-shifting friend here? Is she able to aid the
Can you
prince?
become a mini goose to walk behind
Do
me?
you know of her shapeshifting abilities yet?
I think I figured it out at one point because she shapeshifted in front of me.
Did she?
I think that it was QZ still doesn't.
I think it's only Keith at this point. And then I said, Carmen doesn't know either because Carmen's only
Wait,
seen me as Val.
No, you changed into a fish during the dragon fight, though.
I can't
see.
change into a fish. What do you
I
mean?
swear that
changed
you
into a fish?
did.
That was
Oh,
me.
that was right.
That was
All right.
Druid
Yeah.
wild shape.
Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah,
I'm
no.
not that.
Yeah,
type
you're
of-
not
I
that
feel like Ananias would have definitely turned into a fish already if they could do that. Like I 1,000,000% believe Ananias would already have been a fish.
Life is so free. I just get food every day. But you did transform into a goose during the whole Colossus incident, which QZ saw. Like you pulled down your hood, but
Yeah, but that was me doing magic. Okay.
Yeah,
That's what-
no, QZ thought that was magic.
Yeah,
That was the
but
excuse.
the doctor,
He doesn't know.
the only time the doctor has seen you is either with your hood up or with the face of Val. So I don't know if he would have any knowledge of your shapeshifting yet, but that's just going off pure memory. I don't know.
he
QZ
has
might say something like,
blonde woman, as like a beautiful blonde woman, which is very different than what Val looks like.
Oh, okay. So I guess he might know that either you have disguised self that lasts for a long time, or something's up. But changelings
QZ
are
might
very,
say-
very, very rare. So it's certainly not like the first thing someone would assume. If changelings are even like known about.
Well, he doesn't know if she's a changeling.
Yep.
He's just assuming it's some kind of shapeshift ability.
Gotcha.
And what, QZ?
QZ might say something similar along those lines, where it's just like, can't you use your magic to like shrink down, or like become something more like less suspicious than a hooded figure?
That is an idea. I can take off my hood.
Whoa!
She could just become a figure. Sugar glider mode activate.
Pull up the other sheet.
Oh God.
It may as well be the
Oh,
same campaign.
What is it that you need of me? Sneaking? I can be sneaky.
Well, we're just trying to like not get caught if we don't need to be.
I have invisible hands.
Husey, for the first time noticing this, freaks out.
Yeah, just for Carmen.
Meanwhile,
to
Adrian
acknowledge.
Adrian just pulls her sleeves back down past her hands.
that sound of Carmen just going, just like, oh my god.
Yeah, so Ananias's hands are permanently invisible from like the halfway down the forearm to the hands. There's nothing there. It's been that way since you.
Well, there is something there. It's just invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the
So it's like
crinolinimus.
when the sleeves go over your hand with the big hoodies.
Oh my.
This is hilarious. So what do you two say, Ananias and Prince?
Okay, he has a name.
Adrian.
Thank you.
Like Adrian Monk.
So, Prince and Ananias.
Show some respect.
I am. He is a prince.
Usually, it's proper to refer to someone as his station as Your Majesty, His Highness, using his full name.
Why would you use someone's full name? Is he in trouble?
It is a sign of respect.
Adrian, hold me back.
Stay your hand.
She's feisty.
There's people are disrespecting him, and she's not about that life.
Just say that right now. Just referring to me as Prince is going to get many questions rather than answers.
The doctor doesn't probably understand this, considering that their name is also their title. So I'm sure it's just a misunderstood thing. But doctor, if you could be kind to our new friends and use the name that they prefer. So less Prince, more Adrian.
Speaking of which, my name's Val.
He's just like, what?
Well, speaking of which, how's mom doing, Val?
Oh, she's been really good. You know she's been worried sick about you. Have you not been able to call her?
Well, she looks down at her sending stone, which is probably beeping at like a bajillion miles a minute.
8,742
Oh, wait, didn't you-
messages.
Okay.
I sent a quick sending home.
Other than the party, who else do we have with us? There was the old lady
The old lady
Isabella,
and
he's
the
right here.
Other people are.
and Isabella.
Isabella is
And
the
is-
only
They're-
one who's actually with you currently.
Okay.
The other ones
I
are
do not believe we should send Isabella on such a dangerous mission.
Yeah, I've been
No,
asked,
not-
like,
Absolutely not.
what
I
exactly
agree.
am I mean, I want to help. I want to do something useful, but also I'm like feeling really kind of weird.
Everybody's just like,
Office.
no, sit down, your baby.
Okay. I just need to like get control of this new power. I mean, I don't have any. Everything's completely normal, Carmen. Don't worry about me.
Oh, we're gonna be having a long talk, Isabella Marie Rogers.
See, that's what I mean. She called her by her full name.
I'm with you.
QC says, well, Val, if you're fine joining us and leaving Isabella, we can have you come along with us. I think having some numbers would be good, but otherwise, you know what? I think I'm confident enough to just go with Adrian. Just being able to know what I'm looking for, and I can get us out if we run into problems. It wouldn't be the end of the world, just the two of us.
Well, you do have those sick monk moves, so you might be able to ninja your way.
Oh, I'm
in.
impossible to hit. I fought a dragon.
That's impressive.
You did get hit by the dragon. Fact
Yeah,
check.
but I wanted it to hit me. And that was the only time it hit me.
Okay.
And I did damage because it hit me that time.
You did damage to it when it hit you? I don't remember. this.
Deflect missile!
Oh.
Where the rock fell upon me, and I kicked it back at it.
Mm-hmm.
You okay, Kat?
I-
Rolling your eyes over there.
I was thinking.
Back to the time that we fought a dragon. Yeah.
Dylan, were you talking to your cat or to Cat?
No.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
They have a cat that they call Cat as well.
Yes, we
that's
have
fair.
Cat the cat and we have Poe the cat.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
currently sleeping on me. Thank God he finally stopped.
sleeping
have
on
no-
you?
Yeah, he was running around and like jumping on my stomach earlier.
That's right, Kat. You have oval.
Yeah, Adrian's just like, I'm sure this is going to be chaotic enough, one way or another.
Bless you.
Yeah,
Yuzi
no,
is. Go on.
Sorry, I can shrink. Maybe I can. I can look like I shrink, but I don't think I can shrink. I'm out of my juice. I pick up that bottle of vial that used to hold the red liquid that would get bigger and smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Yuzi's
and
like.
was-
Yuzi's like. So this is the source of your magics?
No, no. This is a water flask. This is for drinking. I put it back. We're going and we're retrieving and grabbing magic cool things. Yes,
That would
I
be
wish-
the goal.
go. I want to go to the museum. I want to see the
So-
museum.
Do we have a party of 3 going to the museum?
I suppose, yes.
All right.
Molly, take us to Candy
Be
Mountain.
safe.
I'm
Don't let
sure if
Isabella
they're your traveling
drop her
companions, they'll
glove.
be plenty safe.
Don't worry, Carmen. I was able to look after Ananias all this time, and well, I was gonna say we didn't lose anyone, but we did lose Mama Swizzle. I'm sure that if need be, I can lose Ananias for us this time.
Do not lose Ananias. Do not lose either
Well,
of them.
obviously the goal is to lose no one. I'm just saying if I have to.
You lose no one. End of story.
Okay, but if I have to lose someone, Carmen.
Then lose yourself.
No.
Music, no.
That's a good idea, Doctor. QZ says.
Why are you putting awful ideas
And
into
then
his head?
and then QZ walks away and waves everybody to follow him. He has no idea where he's going.
It's the other way.
QZ turns around, still facing the wrong way.
Why
Nope,
is he
not
found the
that
other
way either.
wrong way to go?
Different cardinal direction.
There's only one more to try.
Nails it.
Nope, that was the first one.
QZ like very slowly makes the turn this time and it's like looking over to see if he's gonna get told yes when it's right.
Benny Hill starts playing in the background.
Just look at expectation, just like maybe he's gonna get it this time.
There's like a little goose grin that's like growing on his face as he like slowly comes to a stop on what he thinks is a way he hasn't looked before.
Adrian, why don't you lead us?
Yes, that would probably go quicker. Yes.
So who all is going, and who all is staying?
I'm obviously staying because I was the one who requested
Yeah.
the meeting.
Okay.
I'm
kind of important.
I'm also staying because yeah.
Just
And so is what was her
Isabella.
name? Isabella. Thank you. I almost
The-
said Val.
And I'm saying too, yeah.
Is she
Um,
staying with you, or is Isabella going to get dropped off at
Wait,
the professor's
you're
house on
saying?
the way?
No,
Actually, I
Oh.
think it would be best for Isabella to get dropped off at the professor's house.
Okay, yeah,
Drop
she
her
can
off at
come with you
daycare.
then,
How
because
come the
going down the
professor
street
gets a
in the
house?
direction of the museum, the wormhole, specifically, you'll pass by the professor's house.
Oh,
from,
so we'll bring her?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
you're
bring
just
her
gonna
along.
drop her off.
Drop her off at the
Sounds
professor's house
exciting.
for safety on the way. And that way she can avoid any potential danger, but
Explosions.
also any potential interesting things happening, which I'm sure she'll resent. Anyway,
Yeah.
so the people who will be going to there are Ananias, the prince, and Qzeth, and going
Mhm.
into the caretaker's place are Carmen and the doctor. Cool. Okie
Yay,
dokie.
the doctor gets scary night lady.
Yes, indeed. So, as you guys set off down the cobblestone streets once again, seems pretty normal. You notice against the dreary backdrops, the dust that's kind of settled across the entire all the buildings and everything. It looks like it's never rained here. It's just kind of a little dingy, a little dreary, and everything looks very plain. Almost as though this place is designed to just suck out every ounce of joy you have and leave you with nothing to do but work. The doctor would know more about how this place was conceived and designed and how that's a relatively accurate assessment. I haven't given you
Well,
many
looking
details,
at the
Ray, but
map
I'm
here,
sure we'll deal with it later. Oh, you're talking about the colors on the map?
looks like it was derived through a piece of paper in EJ's imagination.
No way.
EJ, as we're walking,
Yes.
I'd like to pull Isabella aside and whisper to her.
Sure.
So when you go to the doctor's house, would you
Not my house.
not a house? What are you going
the-
to?
You're
No,
going
no,
to the
the
professor's
professor's
house.
Professor's house?
Yeah.
Will you look for his library and find any books you can on patronage or
Aren't we
anything
worried about her
related-
touching things?
Oh, she has gloves. It's okay.
I thought, okay.
Yeah, sure. I'll find out.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So patronage and just anything related to that topic?
Yeah, anything you think might help make this make more sense.
Okay.
And also help you gain a little bit of control over your magic-ness.
Okay, sounds good. One second, making a note.
Also, the name that was in my journal. What is that name?
Which name? The one who wrote it?
Yeah, the one who wrote it.
That would be
Mark
Lord
Zuckerberg.
Colville.
And I will remind her to keep an eye out for anything written by Lord Colville.
Okay. Okay. Just writing a little list of what's going to happen with that. Cool. So, yeah, she nods, and I assume you drop her off at the professor's house on your way down the street. You once again find yourself in front of the glass doors of the wormhole, which on your maps, I know I haven't pointed it out, but it is this building right here with a tiny little worm symbol on it.
Oh, okay. You
I-
could have just
I
said
know
the
I haven't
building with the worm
explained
symbol. It's a pretty.
Well, yeah, but a lot of
realistic
them
worm.
aren't very clear. Like that one's supposed to
No,
be
that's,
praying
they're all very
hands.
clear. It's a
Really?
it's
Okay,
a
what's that one?
division sign. Then it's a worm. Then it's a
Glasses.
campfire tricycle combination. Then it's a
I literally
bee
just said
fly
basilisk.
thing.
It's a
Then
snake.
it's a chest. Then it's a and then after that it's fireflies, and then after that it's
a cross.
two fish
I see
on
a
top
cannon.
of a thing.
How about
Dylan,
this?
it's Dylan's kind of like looking at your maps.
As you're walking down
Hey.
the street, I will describe some of the things that you see on your way. As you're heading down the street, passing by the various sights and sounds, you see On your left side of the street, you see more shops and utilities and government buildings. On the right, you see more residential that all seem to be like houses without many like signs or anything advertising exactly what goes on in these buildings. On the left, you first see a library, then a like a public record building of some kind, a guardhouse, what you can only describe as EMS, like emergency services of some kind. Then what appears to be a mess hall type thing, so it's like food and water being dispensed. On your left, you see a bunch of different types of shops. So there's like components, a forge for making technological components, which I'm sure the doctor frequents. There's gemstones, there's gold metal bars, etc. There's spell books and just general goods being sold. There's a shrine, and finally you make it just beside the imports and exports warehouse, the wormhole that you are planning to get to. So once again, you make it to the outside of this building. There aren't very many people walking back and forth around this particular area, since there's not as many things on this, side of town where there's just a bunch of fields of greenery. And yeah, what would you guys like to do? How would you like to approach this?
This is the museum, right?
Yes.
Is it
What-
open? Are there people like walking in and out?
You don't
Or
really
is
see
it,
people
like-
walking in and out. It seems like it's not a building that's frequented all that much. However,
Interesting.
there does appear to be someone in there that you can see kind of vaguely through the reflections.
Okay. QZ's gonna be like, do you want to just try and buy ticket? Wait, no, they don't use normal gold here, do they?
Even so, that isn't where it's going to be.
Oh, then where is it?
Attic.
Not quite.
Not the attic again.
No.
You're not
I'm-
strong enough. You
I am
can't
not
do
going
it
to
the
be
second
returning to
time.
the attic, but inside there's going to be a staircase not too far behind the desk, as it were. And from there, it's one of the side rooms. I assume that Carmen gave us the piece of paper with the passwords on it.
Yeah, she
Okay.
would have done so.
Yeah, or
Okay,
you could
cool,
just
cool.
literally remember the password that you needed, probably.
Oh, do we
I was gonna
also
say,
want
I
to?
didn't use it, so
Ah,
Do we also want to give one of the rusty bits to Carmen if we didn't already?
that's a good point.
Because I think we talked about that last session, and I don't know where we fell upon that.
I know it was mentioned. I don't remember what the results of that conversation were.
Didn't you have 2 pieces of rusty, Cat?
I think.
I have maybe 2. I have at least 1.
Yeah,
I
each of you have
picked
a
up
ring,
like
and then
I still have the
doctor
ring
pieces.
on, and I have a shard, right?
A shard.
So like, well,
Well,
whatever Mama Swizzle had, because I think.
Whatever Mama
You
Swizzle
didn't
had
take-
was still on her.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really? Okay, then never mind.
Well, then it's probably just her ring, and then mine.
Okay, but you still can communicate with the doctor because of his little twisted
My scrap.
bit. Yeah.
Right, that's what it is. Okay, we can communicate with the doctor. Okay, that's all that's needed.
Cool.
So yeah, it's a case of Adrian looks at the other two and goes, "Well, either
can-
we
Dimension door in there.
Oh.
I don't know
Is
if
that gonna hurt?
I just have to be able to carry both of y'all.
we could just go about this in a very direct manner. If you
Walk in.
walk in, push our way through, as it were.
I don't think they'd
And-
like that.
No, but doesn't mean that they have a choice.
So basically,
be
we're
fair,
trying to.
Oh, good.
Basically, we're trying to go into the employees only section in this museum.
Somewhat.
Okay,
Um,
well,
To be fair, the man at the front is rather flimsy in his approach to things, so it won't be that hard to get past.
He's given you no indication he knows about the plots and horrible things going on. You just
Yeah.
hate on him so much.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's true.
Yuzi's like, well, I mean, I feel like if we're just trying to sneak around, the best way is to just pretend like we're patrons. I mean,
Who said that we were sneaking?
well, yes, we have on the one hand, we want to teleport in there. On the other hand, we want to fight our way in there.
I never
And
said the
I'm
word
just
fight.
like,
You want to like throw a rock and make them go after it?
No, nothing so
Video game
Cut.
stealth mission.
I just merely meant walk up to the man at the front of the desk and tell him
Okay.
exactly what we're here for.
so threaten him?
Not quite.
Go up
No.
all like bank robbery like on him?
No, be honestly, quite honest. Bring up the man that we are here for.
Carmen
Let
would
him
be so
know.
angry at you.
What was that?
I said Carmen would be so angry at you if she were here.
Yeah, of course she would be, but she's not. Tell him who we're
Why
here
are
for.
you doing this to me?
Let him know exactly what stuff we are here for, and I'm sure it couldn't go wrong.
Famous
Okay,
last words.
but worst case scenario. So
If you wish to try your plans first, go ahead.
I just feel like there has to be a reason you didn't do this in the first place.
Because Carmen told me I couldn't.
And why was that?
Because he is overly protective.
You did get kidnapped by someone.
And I had just recently been rescued.
But I mean, if she was there with you, so what is?
I could be you.
No!
That would, I believe,
This
be
is
an even
me
worse
and my
idea.
identical twin brother.
No, I like
my
this one. I like this one.
And Miss Val?
Valerie transforms her face, morphing into a perfect mirror image of a handsome prince.
Usually, this
Hey,
catching
handsome
on
prince,
at this
not
point.
this
By the way,
Please
he is
do
catching
me
on
a
at this
favor,
point.
and do not do that ever again, please.
Okay.
Aw.
Puts the
He-
hood on.
he's-
and
he's-
Aw.
QC
First
says,
time she's
but
shown someone. The entire
QC says-
campaign.
Immediately rejected.
Oh.
I meant the part of turning into me. Do not do that again. For many reasons.
QC says, well, I mean, if they're like trying to arrest you specifically, it seems like it would, be pretty good if they didn't know who to arrest.
We are not going to be indulging in that idea. So,
We'll keep that as a backup plan.
We have a lot of backup plans right now.
I don't know if that is a good thing or a bad thing with you lot.
Well, most of the time we have no plan, so maybe one day we'll decide on a plan. But right now we have a bunch.
No plan that you know of, Goose.
Yuzith just starts to walk in. He's done with the conversation.
I probably like flashed him the password that he's gonna need.
No, you guys can follow. QC's just gonna try and walk in and act like a patron. Start a conversation with this guy at the counter.
Sounds good. So, as you walk in, you see behind the counter of more or less a standard museum gift shop. There is a tiger man. He's a Rakshasa, if you've ever heard of it. It's I don't have an AI picture for him, but just imagine like, Tony the
Ugrashasha,
Tiger.
Ugrashasha,
And,
Ugrashasha.
I can't stop this feeling.
There is a humanoid tiger, basically. Just,
Yes.
and he's dressed in some slightly fading but multicolored garb. Looks like a standard individual of the Citadel, and he looks up from whatever he's doing, putting stuff behind the counter, and he Kind of puts his hands together. Hello, welcome to the wormhole. How may I assist you? Could I interest you in
QZ's
a
gonna
tour of our wonderful exhibits? We have a huge bathroom, just every type of toilet you could ever see in the right atrium over here, and maybe that's not drawing your
QZ's interest is piqued.
And then we have a Taco Bell on the other side, just, make sure you eat it first.
QC, first off, out of character, is going to ask if this character likes cereal, specifically Frosted Flakes, and whether or not he thinks they're great.
Yes, absolutely. In character, though, he has no idea what's happening.
Okay, QZ will ask, I'm new here. I heard about the museum,
Excellent.
figured it could be interesting. Do you give a guided tour?
Yes, though not at the moment. I am a little busy. But we could do one in an hour.
I mean, that sounds good to me, you know? it- I'll be back in an hour, I guess, and QZ immediately
It will
turns
cost
around.
5 gold, though, if that's all right.
Oh, perfectly fine. QZ's already gone.
Okay. Did anyone else walk in with you? I thought all 3 of you were walking in, and now you're.
QZ walked first in.
Okay.
Whether or not they followed it was up to them.
Gotcha.
I was gonna say I don't know if Kingsley was or not Kingsley. Sorry, Adrian, different character.
Yep.
Adrian was gonna like just look at this happening and be like, I didn't say I was gonna go in. No. I guess he looks at I want to say Val because like that's the latest name I've heard from you.
Val.
The real name is Ananias still, right?
Yeah, but I've been going as Val for like
Okay.
forever. So poor Isabella has no idea who Ananias is.
Yeah. So he looks at Val and is just like, are we going to follow him? As he's going in at that point.
Do you want to do the honesty thing?
Still debating plans. Good.
A guy walks by, like, eating a bagel, and he's just like, what? What do you guys do? Actually, no, he doesn't have food. So that doesn't have to say.
I imagine it would be as soon as they're getting up to the door, QC opens up the door and sees them, right?
They just come
Yeah,
face
it
to
could
face.
be. I suppose it depends on how much sneaking you wish to do.
I think honesty could be fun.
All right then.
A foreign concept to Ananias.
Well, if I meet you all at the doorway as you're walking in,
Yeah.
Ah, more customers! Hello! Welcome!
QC's gonna like push them away with his wings and like flap.
Wait, no, my customers!
No, they're here for the. No, QZ wouldn't say that. QC's gonna say QC's gonna say, I have a plan. Like to them.
Plan? Yes, come back for the tour in an hour. 5 gold apiece.
QC's like brushes them away and it's like, okay, I have a plan. Whispered tone now.
Whispered tone.
I'm gonna go on a tour. I'll get him out of the way, and then you all can sneak in there and grab whatever it is.
And
Yeah, that's not that bad.
just looking at this, and that's not happening now.
Apparently, I have to wait an hour. He has like some paperwork to do or something. I don't know, boring museum stuff.
And I suppose what do we do in the meantime then?
I mean, maybe we need to think about like an exit plan potentially. Like, I don't know how long this tour is gonna be, and I'll try and keep him as long as I can, but I mean, if need be, you all should probably know some other escapes other than the main entrance. And Ananias will be able to contact, or Val will be able to contact me if need be, so I can obviously, you know, make things happen and get to you all if you find yourself in a predicament.
Believe me when I say that I couldn't get myself and Val out of there with no issues.
Well, I'm more worried for Val than you.
As
I
I said,
think.
I can get myself and Val out with no issues.
I can also get myself and Val out with no issues. Thank you very much.
Me, myself, and I.
Hughesy's like, I don't know who to worry more about right now, but I'm gonna worry about you both. What do you think?
You're worried.
Sounds
Just
fine.
like take a loop of the area, see if there's some windows or something.
When I was in the attic, was there like any sort of windows or anything up there, or was it just pure darkness?
There was one like shuttered, closed, like circular window, like imagine an old Victorian house
Okay.
type of thing, but it was closed, making it pitch black in there.
Gotcha. There is in the attic a circular window that is currently shuttered, but if need be, could be used as an escape route. If need be.
Why didn't
Alright.
you use that one?
Wow.
Not the situation I was in.
Gotcha.
Where I was kept had no doors, well, a door. No windows, though. So,
Hmm.
quite centralized in the museum, quite frankly.
Were you on display?
No. Nothing so pretentious.
And also, if he was on display, then it would be nothing but windows.
Hmm. Okay.
Like, imagine walking into a museum and then it's just like a completely like it's just a wall, and it's just like behind that wall we have a person.
We have royalty behind that wall. I know you wish to
Being in the
see it,
presence
but
is
Finest,
enough.
our finest display case.
yes, our finest of walls.
They didn't even have the decency to make it a transparent one so they can watch like a monkey in a cage. So as you
Don't
guys are
worry, I
talking-
assure you he's back there.
As you all are talking on the street, trying to figure out what to do for right now, you suddenly begin to feel the ground beneath your feet kind of rumble and shake just a little bit, like a small tremor of an
Can I
earthquake.
shake the opposite way to undo it?
Yes. You feel no shake at all because you predicted it, and you just stand there.
You
I rolled a
jumped.
4.
You jumped over the earthquake.
I rolled a 4.
You dodged the earthquake
So.
with your dexterity. Nice. Anyway, yes. So the entire ground just begins to rumble, and it seems like it's getting a little stronger, and then it subsides pretty quickly. Everything kind of rattles and jingles around a little bit. You can see people on the street kind of, looking around like, okay, that's odd, but it subsides, and everything goes back to
Connected
normal.
to a planet right now?
No,
No,
you are on
What
a
are we
floating
suspended
island.
by?
You
nothing.
don't know.
Suspenders.
You would assume
Uh-oh.
there's some kind of magic that is responsible for keeping this city floating. If not, then who knows what's causing it to float. Anyway, yeah, so this
Actually, do I
rumbling is
feel-
felt by both groups throughout the entire citadel.
And this is
Right.
unusual, right?
This is unusual. Doctor, you would know that this has only happened within the past week or so, and you've been on the Citadel for a very long time. So you only experienced like one or two of these, and they were less strong before you left to, end up with these hooligans. So let's move on now to the Doctor and Carmen for a
Real
bit.
quick.
Yeah.
Do I feel a disturbance in the weave? Like, can I tell that it's a magic disturbance, or is it purely just what's below my feet?
Roll me Arcana.
Okay. Ray, I get to roll.
First roll of the session.
First roll of the day.
Way.
Guys, I've never rolled
A
before.
16 plus 3.
16 plus 3. I would say yes. You do feel like some ripples kind of emanating from below the ground.
There's a disturbance in the force.
Yes.
Yeah.
1,000 voices cried out and were suddenly silenced. So,
my
Carmen and
goodness.
Doctor, it's been about 10 minutes. The door opens once again after the crowds have certainly subsided, leaving only you and Carmen chillaxing. If you'd like, you can have a conversation, granted that neither of you know each other and haven't really had a chance to interact beforehand, before this happens, because it probably took a bit of time for everyone else to leave.
I imagine they were just playing patty cake the whole time.
Valid
Um,
information.
Most
Eh.
likely,
You go ahead.
sorry, most likely the doctor was tinkering with one of his cads. So if she ever brings up anything, he'll talk to her, but he's going to be tinkering with his cad. And meanwhile,
Uh, yeah. Well, in a similar vein, she would also probably not talk to the doctor, but instead she'd, like pull out her crest and make sure that it was clean and that it's been a very. The last time she had a bath was before she was disintegrated, moved, transported.
Did you say
So-
teleported?
Yes,
Just ported
when she fake died. So
when she ported.
yeah.
My transportinator.
So she's busy focusing on checking over all of her belongings rather than having chit chat.
does he notice that she's smelly?
I mean, probably.
After one
Um,
day, man, I hate to think what some of these other adventures might smell like. Ananias and Keith haven't bathed in like weeks.
Yeah, one's a bird.
I just silently go up to her and I take out a different CAD and I cast prestidigitation on her, making her smell like flowers.
When you do that, she just thank you. That was much needed.
Yes, it would have been terrible to go into to see the lord of this land if you smelled like a trash can.
Unfortunately, few luxuries are provided to people when they are constantly out on the road. So
That's understandable. Well,
she
I-
tucks her crest back into her pocket for the time being.
he just goes back to work to that other cat he was tinkering with.
Sounds good. Okay, I am going to look for a note real quick because still disorganized. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, never mind. Found it. So, the door finally opens once again. You hear a low thud and some clicking, and then the door kind of creaks open just a little bit, and you once again see the face of your old friend, Mr. Grimshaw, the, assistant secretary dude for the caretaker. And he kind of pokes his head out to see who's around and only sees you two. And he goes, "Ah, yes, yes." And just kind of pushes the big old door. Come in.
I just stride right in like someone important.
Meanwhile, when he opens the door for Carmen, she just nods and says many thanks.
Yes. And he works on pulling the big door closed again behind you, seeming to struggle just a little bit with how hefty it is, but closes it behind you and begins leading you across a nice grassy courtyard towards the main castle. It's constructed of large white stones, and to your left you see a support building of some kind. It seems like a very technical, highly tuned kind of magical building with like a bunch of clockwork and pipes and junk all over it. Clearly it's doing something important, but who knows what. And yeah, he leads you to the main doors of the, I guess the palace, and he, leads you up some marble staircase, opens the door, and says, "Now, I regret to inform you that the caretaker himself is still busy. I do, however, have the time to speak with you myself. So, please mind your step as you enter the atrium." And he kind of opens the door, and a wave of cold air rushes past you as you, are greeted by the front entrance hall of this chamber. It's a circular room with a large, just garishly huge, imagine Michelangelo's David, like 20-foot tall stone statue carved of the founder of the Citadel, Karsus. And he's got like long, flowing, kind of curly hair. He's holding, the giant a key to the city, carved from the same stone, just by the tumbler end, and the circular part is out above him, and he's got a carved replica of authority along his side, which is in its collapsed form, so you can clearly see the runes and kind of scrapes. Or, yeah, and
we discussed last time that I know who Karthus is, right? Because of my.
You do, yes.
So
you would recognize.
Given he's the previous king of Lunamis, she takes a quick knee and almost like.
Technically, he was never.
No, but he was like the founder, which is kind of in her mind the same thing. So she takes like a quick knee of fealty to him before standing back up and acting like everything was normal.
Interesting. Okay. That actually triggers something, but I'll get to that in a second. So as you're looking around as you're looking around the room, you see, the room is snowing. It's like really, really cold in there, and you see some like beams of kind of magic flowing from 4 different corners of the room, where there are like nice alcoves of bricks with more or less a mosaic kind of pattern. You see a nice scene of like a fiery landscape, a icy tundra, a watery place. Yeah, just like imagine the 4 elements kind of. And yeah, the weather in here is just extremely frigid, and there is a plaque at the bottom of the statue that is blank with a like place to put a hand. Like imagine hand print in concrete. It's like a place where you could put your hand. But the plaque is currently empty. So, Mr. Grimshaw says, he introduces himself. I am Mr. Grimshaw, and then he sees you just take a knee suddenly in this frigid snowing room. And you go, oh, okay. But he chooses to not, comment on the fact that you're showing your loyalty to the path. Why is this all twisted? 1 second. My cord is killing me here. Yeah, so I guess you kneel down, and as you do, a poem appears on the plaque, which I was not prepared to read out, so it's TBD, sorry. But you do see some words appear, which I guess can be later inspected, when you're not in a meeting.
She's very like eyes kind of wide for a moment, but that's again for a later moment.
Yes. So yes, the caretaker himself is very busy and is indisposed at the moment. He will not be joining us for this meeting, but I would be very interested to hear anything you have to say about the incidents of the day. We could move on inwards to a more comfortable temperature. It's been snowing in this room since as long as I can remember.
Might be a good idea. One of my friends here is in armor, and as we both know, metal cools.
He doesn't seem to know, but having perhaps never touched, a suit of armor in his life. But he nods nevertheless and leads you into a more comfortable room deeper into the chambers, where there's like some nice fluffy couches to sit upon. So he brings you in and sits down across.
Do you have a wooden stool I can sit on? My back needs good support.
1 moment, please. And he.
I think both Carmen and the caretaker saw it at the same time.
This is not the caretaker; it's an assistant. But yes, he goes into another room, a nearby closet of some kind, rustles around for a minute. You hear some bonking, and then he comes in with a wooden stool that is far too tall for this like little conference table that you guys are at. And you're now like towering over the negotiations.
Ah, yes, thank you. Very good for my back. Very good indeed.
Now, you said you had some information that may be of interest.
Yes. While I was down in Lunimus, right?
Mm-hmm.
While I was down in Lunimus, we came across a terrorist who was working for a man called the Shifter, who we are aware is working from inside the Citadel. I believe that this Shifter man has a much bigger plan than just terrorizing Lunimus. That he could be using or wanting the key for something specific.
Will that be all?
Yes.
Also, wouldn't the Citadel have interest in missing mages, missing wizards?
Missing wizards?
If my information is correct, there's been a multitude of magic users who have been forcibly removed from wherever they were previously residing and brought into the Citadel without consent. And what's happened to them currently is a mystery, but I do believe that they are interconnected.
Are you talking about your own mysterious
No,
teleportation?
no, she's not saying it's her. She's just saying she's heard about it. And
Well, yeah,
Adrian-
but you're implying that this is a common, like, widespread
and
issue.
Adrian mentioned that the guy who tried to get him to sign said that he was smarter than the other ones, which implies that there had been others before him. Ergo, this is not a isolated incident,
Excuse me.
but multiple people had this happen before. So it's not that far of a stretch.
Gotcha.
I just happen to remember little bits of information.
Gotcha. I may not be the
Panda.
caretaker, but I am authorized to give official statements on his behalf, and the official policy and statement of the caretaker at this time is that there is no knowledge nor involvement regarding any such disappearances. There is no evidence that we know of to point to such things. Nor do I have any information to share regarding any such individual known as the Shifter.
What about a portal leading from here to Lunimus in the middle of a warehouse district?
What?
This, I have no knowledge of. I'm afraid that is completely new knowledge to me.
Well, there is one. Out of character. I know for sure as a character that he doesn't know that it goes to the Citadel, but he's just trying to get information.
EJ didn't quite follow that, but I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I frankly don't know all that much about Lunimus myself. I mainly deal with the Citadel. But the fact that there would be a portal connecting the two is unsurprising
Dangerous.
to me. The only thing that would be surprising is that such a thing could bypass the anti-teleportation fields that we've got in place against such unauthorized travel.
Not to mention Lunimus's own defenses.
Yes.
Did I ever research that? Did I ever take a look at the portal to get its data? So I could.
You did look at it. You did determine that there was like a permanent link to somewhere, but I don't think your scans or anything gave you knowledge about where it connected to, but because of what the saboteur was talking about, you think that it would have connected to Lunimus or to the Citadel.
Right. But what I mean is, like, can I do I know what type of teleportation it was as to why it was able to bypass the securities?
I believe I talked a little bit about it in previous session, but I haven't reviewed it, so apologies if this is wrong. But I believe we said that it was some old magic that had been established and linked to these to that location before the protections were in place.
I remember you saying old magic. I don't remember the last part, but
Yeah,
that's good to know.
something-
Okay, so I'll relay that to.
Mhm. Hmm. Something older than the protections. That would have to be
Does that
several
ring
hundred years old.
anything for me?
For you?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
To say,
Oh, I
oh,
Just your normal
realize.
tinnitus.
I would say roll history.
okie dokie.
It's unlikely that you would have specific knowledge of this kind of thing, but it is possible.
Roll to ring.
16.
Roll for
16?
tinnitus.
I would say you are vaguely aware of some, some history of the kingdom and how there used to be negotiations and treaties with other kingdoms nearby, and how there were, occasional gifts given of magical items, and there was transport between places. But as far as anything specific, you don't really know. But it does give you an interesting inkling, especially considering the what you already found out about. Remember that one shrine where you recently?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carmen will just look at the doctor and say, just remember to mention that to Adrian, please, when we meet up with him.
Very well.
I suppose in the meantime, if you have any idea of how we can help you assist in finding the key, several of us are rather eager to get off the Citadel.
Yes, it seems many of the citizens are excited to have this lockdown quelled as soon as possible. Unfortunately, it is a required security protocol to ensure that nothing arrives or leaves without knowledge.
Of
What
course.
if that portal, that teleporter, is within the lockdown area?
That would be a concern. There should
And then
be
the
no
key.
possibility that there's smuggling avenues by which unsavory individuals nor illicit materials should enter the Citadel.
That's strange because I've heard with magic, as long as you're creative and intelligent enough, anything is possible.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I'm surprised you're looking down so much on the citizens of the Citadel who have nothing but time to idle away, thinking of creative solutions for mundane problems.
It is difficult to contain a city of the most advanced magic users that the world has ever known. I agree. But I intend to upkeep the policies put forth by my predecessors.
Which is why I again reiterate, is there any way or place that you might think to send people to help look for the key?
As I said, I have put all of the resources available to me on solving this problem at the time.
Except
You
me.
can't take- you
I
are
think that's with
available
good
to
reason,
me
Doctor.
Without pay. I think we both know you won't do anything without payment.
Oh.
Carmen looks at the doctors like, I'm not paying you anything.
How about this, and we make a deal for later on? You denied me my pay raise for my research last year. If I manage to help you in this,
Grant to help destroy more things when you are self-funded, as I recall. Why would we offer you additional funds to cause more destruction to Citadel property?
because I'm on the verge of a betrayal!
Right.
I'm glad the microphone
That's a pretty good
cut
reason.
out, because I did not need to hear that again.
Again.
He goes on these trips quite frequently. As his bodyguard, I'm sure you
Oh.
would understand.
Oh, I'm not his bodyguard.
Oh,
Thank the Lord for that. My
Just a
charge is much
bodyguard.
more moody, but at least I know what to how to deal with him.
Just have to change the diapers.
Yes, I've been told I'm quite an enigma.
being a fellow kind of assistant person, he just kind of nods and like rolls his eyes a little bit.
Well, all right. I thank you for this meeting, and perhaps if I have a question in the future, you may grace me with some more time if you have it. I know how busy things can be.
I'm sorry, EJ missed the first like 3 words of the sentence, and I was trying to piece it together, but I couldn't.
It's okay. She's like, well, I thank you for your time. However, if by chance I have questions or queries in the future, perhaps benefiting the situation, we could have a second meeting.
Absolutely.
Of course,
any information
given-
you have regarding the situation, I would be more than pleased to hear. I don't want
and
to
that
keep
is,
everyone...
of course, assuming you have the time. I understand being an assistant. Things can get rather busy.
Thank you. He gives a small smile at that.
Yeah.
I don't think
That
she's
being
keen on
said,
calling herself an assistant.
It is
No.
mainly the caretaker whose time is the valuable one. He kind of grits his teeth as he says this. I am merely a servant of the citadel here.
Your time
Well,
is equally valuable. For without you, how would anything get done?
You have no idea.
To me,
I think we're done here, Doctor.
I actually have an idea.
Do you? You can scream it as we leave.
But is it a good one, Mr. Doctor?
I take out my what was it called? My magic Geiger. I have this thing tuned to that type of portal. If it goes off, it can tell me if it's within the containment zone.
What does it look like?
It's invisible to the eye.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. We're leaving, you senile old man.
I think she was talking about your device, not your.
Oh my device!
When you just said
I don't know about the portal.
I have a device here. You can't see it, but it's here.
It kind of looks like a rectangular voltage. What do you call it? Measuring device, but it tells me what type of magic is being detected within a certain area of the Geiger.
She looks at it and goes, "That's quite interesting. Does it have to be attuned to the magic, or does it just detect it?"
I can do both attune and detect it. I tuned it to this one just in case we did come here, so I can look for it anyway.
So
Fascinating.
you are proposing that you look for the source of this anomaly of which you speak? This seems to have little...
But what if they are tied together, and the enemy who picked up the key uses it to escape to Luda?
Well, by all means, pull this thread. Investigate what you can. But if you have such a tracking device, you may also be able to track the key itself.
I don't have anything to tune it to the key. I have to have the key itself.
I see. Well, a pity. Yes, please, investigate all you like, but I'm sorry I cannot unlock the Citadel until, well, I have the key.
Alright, I just get up and I walk out.
Pleasure as always, Professor. I mean, Doctor. Oh.
The doctor! I say as I walk out.
Alright. I assume you know the way. Let's move back to
Do you know the
Adrian
way?
and QZ.
Do you know the way?
And
Do you know the way?
Val, unless you have any final remarks, Carmen?
Nope. I think we're good to leave.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
It's curious how he refuses to give any information regarding the robbery and doesn't want any help with it. So, what would you guys like to do now? Are you going to just hang out on the street and find something to do for an hour? You see, plenty of sights. You smelled some weird smells as you were on your way. Some good, some bad.
Are there any street food vendors?
There are not, but there was a dude who was like trying to wave people down and get their attention, being like, "Free shop over here. Anyone can find a way to steal it. You can have
This
it."
guy.
He's literally across the street.
Yeah.
Is he? Hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the map? Yeah, he's not far.
Keith is gonna be interested in the free shop thing. It's like, free? I mean, we have some time. We can get some stuff.
Yeah.
Yes,
So he
do
sees
have
you
fun with
looking at
that.
him, and he's like, "Yes, come here, please. Step right up. Try your hand." And he gestures to this like, it's like a museum display case, kind of, but it's like bolted to the cobblestones.
Two
and-
museums one day?
So it's like a wooden legs, a wooden cabinet type thing, but with like glass panels on the side. Except it's not actually glass. There appears to be some kind of like energy field that's forming the walls of this little box. And there's just a sign that says, a free shop. If you can find a way to break in and steal this without leaving money, you can have the item inside. And what you see in there is a spell book of some kind that's listed as Newton's Cradle on the cover of the book.
Okay,
Val,
so it's a
you're
magic
muted.
box, and I just have to get the book
You're
out.
muted. Cat.
Oh, thank you. That makes a lot of sense. I'd like to walk over there with him.
Mhm. With your invisible hands.
Adrian, are you coming with? I'm not trying to leave Adrian just hanging out scarily.
I'll be nearby watching.
Okay.
Just like in the background, kind of like tapping foot, arms crossed, I imagine. Like,
Yeah.
So how this
DJ.
works is I am
DJ.
trying.
Keith tries to grab
Yeah.
the book.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Keith reaches down and grabs the book.
Okay, your hand passes through the field completely fine. You grab the book.
I rolled a 12
For what? You grabbed the
for
book.
grabbing the book.
You did it. The book
I,
is
You
I,
grabbed.
I
did
bring the
it.
book back to me.
The book cannot pass through the barrier. It kind of hits and is stopped by the barrier. So how this works is I am trying to find a way to make a shop that requires absolutely no human involvement, completely automating the process. I've been working at it for several months now, and the plan is eventually I will not be needed here at all. It'll be a perfectly working shop. You'll just put in whatever money, and only then will the item be available for someone to take. But I'm sure there are many magical ways that people can find to cheat the system and, break in. So I'm having anyone try to find a way to break it. If you can break in and fix it and help me find a flaw in my system, I will let you have the item for free and I'll try again next time.
We're white hat magic hackers.
Exactly.
He's just still pulling on it, just like the entire time while it's
a
being
monkey
explained.
trap.
Yeah.
Adrian will approach,
Mhm.
hearing that, and he'll say, if I may.
I've got several enchantments in place to try to avoid people breaking in, but I'm sure there are combinations I have not yet thought of, and I'm looking to find anyone who can exploit it. You want to try
Okay.
your hand, good sir? You look like a
Um,
caster.
Yes. He looks at the display case. Does it look like it's like a glass top display case?
It looks like glass, but it's clearly not, considering.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely
My arms
transparent,
are
but just
through
with
it.
like some slight kind of glow. Yeah.
Okay.
Yusith might start punching the book soon if somebody doesn't do something else.
I'm sure. Hi, Nova.
I hope it
Okay.
doesn't work so I can do some shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
So
Love it.
Adrian is going to look at it and he's going to cast on the book specifically catapult.
What is this? I guess technically it doesn't work on an object that's held or carried, but I don't care.
It's
Sure,
not
that's
being
fine.
held or carried. I mean, it's
Well,
in a
he's
No,
not-
I'm
case.
holding it.
Oh, sorry.
My
Okay,
arms
wait.
are through the
I'll
case
wait. I'll
holding
wait
it.
for you to put it down.
Okay, QZ starts punching the book.
Why are you punching the book? Wait, please don't pulverize the merchandise. That's not gonna.
I
Not
don't
gonna
believe
really
the
help.
book is.
QZ punches the book one time with each fist.
The book
QC,
is slightly
QC,
flatter
let
than
him
before.
let him try. Let him try it.
Let him cook.
I have to be brushed away. I'm gonna punch it again.
Move.
Okay. I grab QZ.
Okay, now I'm going to use catapult.
Okay. It seems to like bounce off of the barriers and maintain most of its momentum instead of just kind of go thump and then like falling. It bounces chaotically. but
QZ
eventually
punches the book
settles down.
again.
It's alive! Bam! My
If this
goodness!
doesn't work,
I need to
Let's see.
need to make sure my book binding is stable.
Yes, anything.
We're showing
within-
that you can break the merchandise, so it might not be able to get gotten, but it can still be destroyed.
You know what? I bet you could take one page of the merchandise out of.
Hello? Did I just lose internet?
Eldritch Blast, which is also. So anyway, as you QZ punch this book and magic missiles erupt from your hand, you are managing to yank it free from the free box, and you have now gained
I've gone
the
for
Newton's
5
Cradle.
minutes, and the DM,
Book.
my entire world gets taken
So
over.
I talked to the goose god.
Oh.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
asked him to open it up for me,
You had
and he's
to
just
be
like,
there.
this one
Oh
time,
my god.
this one time. So we
You
just
had-
we
you-
just figured we'd get the book out while you were gone.
Yeah, you had to be there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
yeah.
So ripping the pages out doesn't work. Sorry. Anyway, sorry I disappeared. I don't know what
Oh,
It's
happened.
okay.
I was like still able to message, and it said I wasn't connected to the internet, but clearly I was. So I don't know.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what happened when I deflected the missile of the book bouncing around?
I don't even know how to answer that question, man. How do you deflect you shove your hand into the
It's
path
a
of it
missile. It
just
is
to-
moving.
Where are you
Also,
gonna
does it count
deflect
as a
it to?
monk weapon?
No, it's a book.
Knowledge is power,
Are you
EJ.
proficient in book?
A book is a weapon.
He's proficient in knowledge.
I'm proficient in monk weapons, which is
And knowledge.
things that you wouldn't necessarily use as a weapon.
Knowledge.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge. Lamborghini.
Okay. Cat rolled the number and
No, I
wanted to
have
do
not-
something with it.
I've not rolled anything. Do I have to roll something?
Well,
no, you
first
said you,
say
you
what
said
you
you
want
wanted
to
to
do.
plan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening.
EJ wasn't here for that one.
I don't know what's happening. I'm
Say what you
sorry.
want to do, Cat.
I do actually want to hear
EJ.
what happened in the meantime, though.
Nothing.
Can I, like, feel the force field that's surrounding it?
Mm-hmm.
Can I peel it apart, in the same way that, I peeled the strands at, Colville's Ash apart? And now I have, like, the actual piece of the weave there? Can I, like, rip it apart?
You may be able to. I will say that such a thing causes extreme side effects if you are wanting to attempt such a thing.
For a book.
Because you're more or less ripping the weave apart and damaging it.
Can I just, like,
Just
pull
for
it
the sake
apart
of-
and not rip it? I can't just, like, just stick it
Peekaboo.
through?
Just a little
I
peekaboo.
can't. You don't think it'll come back together?
Roll me Arcana if you want to attempt it.
That's
Even if it comes back together, sometimes it still hurts as it comes apart, you know?
that's I don't think that's a good idea. He's being very
think-
ominous
I think-
about it.
Ananias thinks it's a great idea.
That would be
I
the
think-
case.
I think. um.
Whoopsie doopsie.
Where did your oval go?
What? So a
Where did
12
your-
plus 3. I don't know where Nova is.
12 plus 3. I will say that you do manage to kind of dig your hands, which, mind you, he cannot see, so he just sees like two like
Oh, right.
dangly sleeves kind of
Sleeves, yeah.
go towards the top of the box, and then like a slight kind of peeling open occurs in the force field, which kind of flashes, creating a gap no bigger than 2 inches or so, probably less. No, that's way big. Yeah, just less than an inch probably, but kind of 4 inches long, I say, and then it kind of you can feel it strongly resisting your pull as you're trying to basically like kind of dispel the magic, but it is powerful enough to seem to like magnetize back together. And in the process of attempting this, sparks are kind of shooting off your fingers. Could you roll me a d100?
I knew that. Was
Yuzi's
You
gonna
knew-
punch
you
the
were-
book out as this is happening. He's gonna punch the book out.
What does that say?
Okay.
Okay, that's a 1. A
You
71.
rolled
71. Huh.
out of 100 options. You roll a 1?
Good 71. Good roll. Good roll.
73. Good roll. Good roll.
I
He
hate it
even
when
have a
DM.
list of 100 things.
I hate it when DMs say interesting. Don't do that.
You feel a sudden kind of like surge of magic kind of travel up your arms. Like imagine if you
My hands become
smack
visible.
something with a bat, and it just kind of like vibrates up your arms, travels all the way up to your head, and two horns sprout out of the top of your head, which they're long and twisty and red, and you also have a weird sensation like you are just not gonna be like the vibrating has like spread through your whole body and just seems to remain there. You feel
Well, this is not gonna help
don't
us
know.
be low key.
So I feel vibrating.
Yeah, you feel like energized.
Okay. I'm scared to find out what this does.
Feel it harder.
Hey, anybody react strangely around me? Or are we just cool with this?
He kind of seems shocked by the odd effects that have just occurred. But in the process of doing that, would you have let go of your slight pulling
Oh
open?
yes. I'd let
Gotcha.
go.
So QZ punches the book again. It almost
Yeah,
goes through the
QZ starts
gap, but
punching the book
the
again.
book is too big to fit through that
Oh.
particular gap. He's just punching the book, and he's
Yeah,
like,
he just starts punching the book again.
I don't mean to tell you what to do, but I do feel that your strategy might be a little lacking. That one, however, was very interesting. I'm not sure what happened with the horns. That wasn't one of my enchantments. You have some problems of your own to figure out, I would presume.
I take it that
This
is.
was intentional, actually.
Oh, well, congratulations. They look very stylish.
Thank you.
I take it that this has protections against things like dispel magic.
Yes, it's got the obvious ones, of course. Obviously, how
Yes.
could I make a business?
While
of this?
QZ is punching the book.
What about protections against being destroyed?
The book should be invulnerable to such things as fire or just opening the book and looking at it and getting the information that way. There should be some basic enchantments to avoid, complete abuse and utter destruction of the book, like your friend here seems to be attempting.
I wasn't
Nothing's
talking
happening to it.
I wasn't talking about the book.
Oh, about the cage itself? The cage is
Yes.
also supposed to be invulnerable to such things, but
Oh, are you really
Have
gonna
at it.
cast that?
Guess what?
I see what you just put in the roll 20.
Maybe.
Oh my lordy. Oh my
QZ
lordy.
start from the
While
ground
punching
up.
the book's just like, let me know when I need to stop punching.
Okay, I tackle him to the ground.
All right then. That's as good a sign as any. Adrian is going to cast Enlarge Reduce.
Yes.
I
Nice.
see.
Which do you think I should cast it on? The book or the stand?
You should
I think
cast.
the
You should
book.
cast it twice. Once on the stand to make it smaller. Once on the book to make it larger.
I think do it on the book first.
It's concentration, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah, I can cast it on. I guess the book just to see, or Yeah, I guess the book.
No, because then we wouldn't be able to hold it afterwards.
It'll only last until I drop it. So
Yeah, but like, would we be able to get it out? Like, sure, it would be large
The goal
enough.
is to destroy the case. I guess if I make the case smaller, it would.
Yeah, it would also destroy it, and then also that way, like, the book wouldn't, be as damaged in theory.
All right, I guess the case makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll cast on the case.
Okay. I
Case
will
goes small.
say, since the this is a weird one because it's like casting it on a container, and the objects in the container ordinarily would probably follow the same logic.
Yeah, but the book's not supposed to be obstructed by magic. It's supposed to have a magical barrier, right? The book's supposed to be protected from magic, just like the case is protected from magic. So if you cast it on the case, like maybe the protection that the book has separately would prevent that from happening.
Watch him like get rid of the case, but all of the protection magic is still on the book, so you still can't freaking read it.
What part of the case are you targeting?
The most fragile looking.
No, I was gonna say I think the entire case,
Okay.
because it's hard to like separate certain like.
You could just like be the
Certain
top
parts of the
panel you
case.
want to be smaller. You just shrink down the top panel.
I guess. I mean, is it like distinctively like the top panel distinctively separate from everything else, or is it?
No. It just seems like the enchantment magic around the book is potentially like these fields are being generated kind of independently from the wooden frame that elevates the main part of it. So you know what? We'll just go with my initial thought just for simplicity.
Okay.
There were three possibilities of how I thought this would go, and it's a can of worms with each one. But I will go with the original thought. The entire thing just gets smaller. So it's now half its size, half its height, width, depth, and the book appears to have also been affected by it in the same way.
QC starts punching the book.
It's so tiny now. It's like a little gnome book. You just
With his
Yeah,
thumbs.
so I do more damage.
He's punching it with his thumbs.
Why are you so intent on killing this poor book?
If I grab it and then I teleport away with it in my hand, that won't work.
That was my thought. Like, you should have used like some dimensional void. Like, you just make a dimension around the book only.
The plan was for teleporting away while holding the book to not work. That's one of the things that is accounted for, but you're welcome to try it.
The guy doesn't care that it's incredibly small now.
Oh, it'll wear off eventually. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll drop it.
Ah!
Wow, QZ
Yes.
punching it. Wow, QZ is punching it.
Punches himself.
You get hit by the case as it gets bigger again.
Okay, it's growing, and then my fist comes up, but then I punch my other fist away so it doesn't hit me.
Deflects missiles on himself.
Yeah. Adrian goes, all right, one last attempt. All right.
Absolutely. And I'm sure
Welcome to the waste your spell slot game.
I'm sure there are easier
I'll be
ways to
fine.
take it. I want to know what they are.
All right. And he looks at the shopkeep, as it were, and he is going to cast suggestion.
Yes, that was my big thought as well.
Yep.
I was
Like,
about
other
that
than a
too.
teleportation voyage, just like,
And
can you get that for me?
and yeah, and his he has to make a wisdom save, but the exact words that Adrian says is you will open it and give us the book.
That's so freaking brilliant. Oh, it was brilliant.
I mean, this just proves his point that you shouldn't have a shopkeeper
Yeah,
in your
yeah.
shop.
Not
It's
for.
if anything,
Ooh.
it's
that is-
proving
yeah,
It's
it's,
fail.
proving his
Yes.
point more.
it's proving his point.
So,
I was
Yeah.
robbed the other day.
so he has to follow the
Yeah, it's
suggestion
to the letter.
as long as it's not harmful to him, right? But that doesn't
Exactly.
count, financially. So
Yeah, it does not include financial loss.
Yeah. So you see him kind of go, all right then, and he just kind of undoes the whatever enchantments real quick and finds a way to open it up.
Can we
and hands you the
watch how
book.
he undoes the enchantments?
He seems
Figure
to
out how
he,
it was
like,
done?
casts some kind of spell that you've never seen before. It seems like some kind of custom enchantment. And then he hands you the book, and then he kind of snaps out of it as soon as you've taken it, and he's like, "Oh, yeah. See, yes, this is why automated shop, not vulnerable
does, like-
to the human element."
This,
Ah,
he's
Yeah,
an
that
intelligent
counts.
guy, just
That
not
counts.
a wise guy.
You're the wise guy. Well,
Just
very well,
had
very
to-
well. Enjoy. I'll
Let's read the book.
reset for the next one. I'll have some items in here occasionally as the days go on. So, if you were to look at the book that you've got is called Newton's Cradle, the spell book.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I would say anyone's able to learn it just by studying it, if you're a spellcaster, of course.
I mean, I'm a sorcerer, but that's
Yeah, whatever.
I know it's different.
Sorcerers don't know how to
It's-
learn
it's
magic.
It's a whole custom spell anyway. Who cares about
Cool.
which,
Let's say.
which class is able to-
Sorcerers, the
I mean-
preppy kids of magic.
Preppy?
I will say it
Yeah.
sounds like it's down
They
Adrian's
were
alley.
given everything.
No,
by birth.
Noon's Cradle.
Yes, it is absolutely up your alley. I need to find where I've written the description. I have so much disorganization, it's killing me.
Excuse me.
I think it's on this other page.
He'll follow them wherever they want to go, and he'll just be like flipping through the pages, reading it the,
Yeah,
the
sure.
entire time.
I know I have the written out description. of what
Usually
the spell
keeps
does
punching the
somewhere.
book while you're reading it.
Here.
The now extremely bruised and battered book.
There we go. Finally found it. Okay. So, Newton's Cradle. You instantly transfer all momentum of an object from your frame of inertia to another object in your frame of inertia. For example, if an enemy is swinging your sword at you, you can instantly bring the sword to a dead halt and instead make another similar weighted object in the room fly upward with that same swing speed. Alternately, a boulder could be rolling down a hill, and this momentum could be transferred to a small arrow, which goes flying at a much faster speed determined by the weight differential. If a player is in a moving frame of reference, technically the ground is moving for them, but if they transfer the momentum of the ground, it will instead stop the player and use the player's momentum instead of the earth.
You make that?
Interesting.
What'd you say, Kat?
Did you?
Was that your homebrew?
I have made up
Nice.
the spell.
That's
Very
cool.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if you have it like written down where you can like copy and paste it.
I mean, I have that description available. I'll paste that real quick, but
Yeah.
I don't have the actual write-up of, spell slot cost and everything yet, because I didn't expect
Gotcha.
it to be gotten this quickly.
Well, that's the power of
Should be fun,
suggestion.
though. Yeah, there are
Suggestion is a
Very crazy
fantastic
there
spell.
are 4 other flaws in his mechanism that I know of, but there might be more because it's based on what I was able to think of and what enchantments I thought would be likely to be tried.
Valid.
So there's
Did you
probably
expect
others.
punching it?
I did not.
There's a couple-
I did not expect punching it. However, I don't think it
There's a
helped.
couple I want to try still.
Yeah, well, there's going to be more opportunities. He'll reset the
Right.
shop and probably not be around next time. He learned
Yeah, he's realized his flaw.
so I'm just going to not be near it.
So
There's a human error.
here's an idea.
Mhm.
So a book is technically an improvised weapon, right?
That's what
So
I was
what-
saying.
So what you do is you cast magic weapon on it to overwrite previous enchantments on the book, and then you're able to slip it out because it's been transformed by your enchantment.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah.
That could
That'd be
be
interesting.
because if it's
EJ
just
like,
if
I
it's
got
just
a-
cast to like everything that was cast around it like at the
Mhm.
time, then
So
like
adding a
it
new
would have been
enchantment that
magically
is controlled
changed.
by you. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. EJ's like, oh, now there's a
like-
fifth thing that could potentially break it.
It's only a potential.
I don't feel like that one would break it though. I feel like
It also
Okay,
like
well, now-
it could
now I
also
can
be
save
somehow
myself a spell
resistant
slot. Thanks
to
for
that
confirming
change.
it.
It also could somehow be resistant to that
Wise guys.
change.
I got you.
Yeah. Well, fair enough. Out of character though. Your character doesn't know that.
No, I know what I would do. to break the box, and it's not that pretty.
Is it literally break the box?
No, I
Smite.
wouldn't. I know it's not called smite here,
I'm joking.
babe.
It's
I'll
called
post.
Fireball.
Hold on. I would cast that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I think that would break it.
Maybe.
Yike.
Yeah.
What would you cast?
Anyway,
I don't know.
Spell.
a spell. I posted in our Roll20.
Oh.
Yeah.
Weird.
Their secret hacky chat.
I like hacky sacks.
Well, technically, it's 8:20. Usually we do 2-hour sessions, so we could end it here. And I'll be ready next week with all kinds of chaos, I assume. Hopefully. I shouldn't say I'm going to be ready, but I'll try.
Yeah, I'm sure
Sounds
you have
good to
enough
me.
already written up that you're like, okay, we can figure something out.
Bless you. Yeah, I've got
Thank
a
you.
lot of stuff ready. It's just a matter of being able to find the notes when necessary, because I've got them all scattered everywhere, and it's very sad.
Oh, and the poem. I get the poem
Ah, yes.
next week.
Well, if you read it, after.
I mean,
everything else.
I would have.
Yeah. Okay. I'll,
Absolutely. That's
okay.
super interesting.
Yes, absolutely. Cool. Yeah, so I'll have that ready for you next week. Thank you guys so much for coming out. It was a good time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was amazing as always.
Was
Yay.
fun.
Yay.
Okay.
And I'll try
Thank
to write
y'all.
up. I'll write up the thing for Ninja Cradle.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.